I could do it.
Do it.
Stop. Banging the table.
I can bang the table today. What are we doing here?
Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, The Addams Family. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how we first met. Now some of you guys do know our origin story and some of you guys don't. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to get to know us. And it's not that nosy. It's sharing with our YouTube family. Yeah.
I'm saying people who do know.
You can know a little further details.
So where do you, when you say how we met, are you, what do you mean? Are you talking about,
we're going all the way back.
When we were kids?
We're going all the way back.
Adults?
To 1999.
Oh, you got the year and everything. I'm tripping. Okay. I'm just going to be along for this journey. Fellas, that's what you do. To make sure you don't get in trouble, you just...
So, Shawn and I met in middle school in 1999.
I thought it was high school.
No, you know it's not high school. It was middle school. Middle school. Now, I was in the 8th grade and Shawn was in the 7th grade. And...
cougar.
And we both went to middle school in Boston, where we're from. And we initially met because we were both rehearsing for our Christmas play. At our middle school, they did an annual Christmas play every year. And might I add that Shawn was the new kid at school. So I had gone to our middle school for 10 years at that point. And Shawn was freshly new that school year. And I had waited since I was in first grade to be the lead in a school play. And all of a sudden here comes this new kid and he's the co-lead in the school play. It was really annoying. So
when you got it, you got it.
Anyway, that's when we first officially met. So that was in the fall of 1999.
It's just funny how women remember what they want to remember.
What do you remember?
Uh-oh. Got a little man in the background, y'all. I don't know, man. I say it's funny that women remember what they want to remember because, not saying that's a bad thing for you, but that you remember that as the first time that we interacted. I always had a huge crush on my now wife at the time, and so just seeing her in the hallways or seeing her walking around with her group of friends who were in the 8th grade and I was in the 7th grade,
Before
and just kind of just seeing you. You have a crush on a person right now. She said met. I get it. She did say that was the first time we met. I'm just saying I felt like I knew her before she knew me then.
Oh.
We'll say it like that then. Being able to see her and crush on her from a distance. But go ahead. Keep rolling. I'm going to keep letting you ride. Since you're the timeline queen.
So that's when we first met. And of course we were just in the same school, so we always had interaction with each other. But Shawn was a nagger, and he was not nice to me. He was just like your typical middle schooler when you have a crush on somebody, always teasing you and making fun of you and just getting on your nerves, just annoying. And I just remember thinking, oh,
I don't remember none of this.
Yes, you do. You always nagged me. Always nagged me. So the next time we met, we had encounter was spelling bee. The infamous spelling bee at our middle school. So I was a finalist for our middle school, and I'm spelling bee, and so was Shawn. So 7th and 8th graders all competed against each other in our annual spelling bee. And along with 2 other students, we were on stage doing our
that was how
doing our spelling bee. And I remember I was the first to be eliminated. And all I remember is when I got on stage, the word was abominable.
Abominable.
Spell that.
A, B, you finish it.
No, you do. I have anxiety about it now.
A-B-O-M-I-N-A-B-L-E. Boom.
But
Abominable.
you would have failed because you had to say abominable. Spell it abominable.
As long as I spelled it right, they would have gave it to me.
No, not at our school.
I don't remember that rule.
Okay,
I spelled it right. My mother would have probably jumped out of the crowd like, "He spelled the damn word right!" If that had happened. So let y'all go ahead and fail somebody after they spelled it right. But go ahead.
So
I digress.
I spelled it
Perhaps.
incorrectly, and Shawn was sitting next to me, and all I remember is him going, "No!" under his breath.
See, fellas?
Like he was feeling so bad that I got eliminated, and all I was thinking is like, I got eliminated. I don't care. Don't talk to me.
Was it four of us at that point, or was it just
no,
three?
it was 4 of us.
at
I
that
was
point?
first eliminated.
Out of the 4.
Yeah, because I got cocky and I
That
spelled
made
wrong.
it good. That made it better for me. That made it easier because then I was able to just take care of the rest of the people.
So anyway, long story short, Shawn won the spelling bee.
The champ, 7th grade, beat all the 8th grade. I think there was one other 7th grader,
Yeah,
and then you
it was
two
you.
as 8th.
It was 2 8th
I
graders.
think it goes 2
7th graders.
versus 2, yeah.
And Shawn won the spelling bee. There's a couple of things that like got
The champ.
So we got
I
to know
still
each
got the
other.
trophy at my mother's house.
You do?
Yeah, I
No,
remember
no.
it was a little bee. It was a little bee, and he's like,
Oh.
and then I showed you, and you were like, ugh.
Oh yeah. But there's a couple of things that happened to us while we got to encounter each other. And you know, the spelling bee and the Christmas play were 2 of the major events. But then the third event, do you know what that was?
Nah. See, fellas,
This
this is
is-
what I'm talking about, where women retain things, right? It's selective memory. Like, hey, I want to hold on to this memory because this was important to me. I got some other things that I remember about Nicole, but go ahead.
So the third counter was, well, actually, it's kind of like 4. Because after
So
that,
let's go to 3.
okay, so after that comes February. What happens in February?
Is this the Valentine's Day thing?
Yeah. So why don't you tell me?
I don't have the blow by blow that Nicole has. She probably can give you like all the
I can fill in the details.
little
Go ahead.
parts. I just know was that when we were on a trip?
No, that's after.
Okay. I thought I gave you the card on the trip, but anyway, yeah, I had a big crush on her. Obviously, we keep talking about this whole process, and now at this point, I've known her, I beat her, you know, in a spelling bee. Of course, she hates my guts at this point. She was crying, she was
Hated
angry
his
when
guts.
she lost. I was still trying to console her, and so now here we are. It's February. I'm trying to, you know, like, man, I really still like this girl a lot. She's a little older than me, but you know, I don't care about that. I'm going for what I want and what I believe in, and I got her this card, right? It's this little card with this little bunny rabbit on it, and he's playing basketball. I can't remember exactly what the card said. Do you remember what it said?
Yes, I remember
What does it
say.
I just know it was something
First,
cheesy.
he didn't mention.
I didn't even get to the part about who did what. I just was talking about the card and what the card looked like.
No.
Okay, go
Not
ahead.
that.
Let's see.
So, in the morning at school.
Can't be right, y'all.
In the
You know I can't be
morning.
right.
In the morning during school time, right before we go into school, he was waiting for me to get to school.
Man, this is part of that story.
He was waiting for me to get to school that
There
morning.
we go.
All I remember is walking up the steps to the building, and then he was holding the door open. And then he hands me this card in a pink envelope, and he goes, Don't tell anybody that I gave this to you. And I was like, okay. Okay, and I
Y'all
just
know
took
we
it.
had to be low key in middle school. You know, everybody try to play you. Just in case she wasn't for it, you know, I gotta be, don't tell anybody.
And I was like, okay, all right. So, and I didn't tell anybody. But in the card, he said, you don't remember what it said. It said, so when in 1999, 2000, like early 2000s, wrestling was really, really
now I
popular.
remember some of it. Yeah.
And we were really into wrestling. Like all of our friends. It was
Let's
just-
just smash what the Rock is cooking.
And
Just to give you a little foreshadow there.
he was he was really into The Rock and Stone Cold.
Shout out to
Steve
Dwayne
Austin.
Johnson,
So
Steve Austin.
he wrote in the card,
Michael.
it was like, I'm the great one, but you're the beautiful one.
Ooh,
It
I
was really
had
funny.
bars back then. I was solidified back then. Shout out to the solidified crew.
And I just remember I didn't tell anybody because he told me not to tell anybody. So
Dave, what did it say again?
what?
What did it say? The card? What did it say?
The great one, but you're the beautiful one.
Still remains true.
So
Still remains true.
so he
Give me no credit. Go ahead.
there were a couple of 8th grade boys who were like, "Oh, so did you get the card? Did you get the card?" And I was like, "What card? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about." And they were like, "Oh, okay." So then he comes up to me and he goes, "You told them that I didn't give you a card?" And I was like, "You told me not to tell them."
You know you gotta get your credibility, so I'm
You
like
told me not
telling
to tell
people
them.
like, "Yo, I need you to, I gave Nicole the card," and so I'm telling her she can't tell nobody, but I'm gonna tell a couple people that way they know that I'm trying to back.
Yeah, so that happened. And then, okay, so there's one more. I don't think you're gonna remember this one.
Okay, let's keep it going.
So,
Got me looking like a bad husband. Go ahead.
so at the time I was in 8th grade, he was in 7th grade, and I had an 8th grade boyfriend at the time who was not Shawn. And
I still couldn't get on. You see all the efforts I was putting in, I couldn't get on.
we had a fundraiser for the 8th grade students, and we had it at a skating rink, our local skating rink.
Oh,
And
just
at the
say the skating rink
time,
name. Give them a
Shayville.
little love. Shayville. Shout out to everybody in Boston. You can kind of, validate this story just knowing that name of that location.
Yeah.
So Shayville.
And at the time when you were dating your significant other, especially in middle school, it was very cute to hold hands with your boyfriend or girlfriend when you skated.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy comes up to me and goes, "Do you know how to skate?" or something like that. And I was really bad at skating. And Shawn wasn't bad at skating. He was a good skater, great skater. So he goes, "I'll skate with you." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Mm.
And so we were holding hands and skating. And he wasn't my boyfriend at the time. So my boyfriend at the time had come over. He was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Oh, whoops." And I mean, that was it.
Drama.
But it was just really funny.
Yeah, I remember being at Shea Vu's and, skating with Nicole, and it was like I had to backwards skate, like to show her how to skate. So it was like a cool moment. In that same moment that she's talking about, I just remember those details, like that I was able to be like, "Ha, I'm the man. I'm skating backwards with my crush." I wasn't even thinking about homeboy. Like, I don't even remember. Whoever he was, I don't even remember thinking about him or seeing the interaction that you had. That must
obviously, I wasn't thinking about him
a
either.
separate second. I was just like, I got her. I'm about to pull out all here. I'm about to show her I can skate backwards because that's gonna give me some more brownie points. I remember.
Because if you couldn't skate and you were a guy, you were trash, basically. So you had to know how to skate, especially if you wanted girls.
Backwards. I remember that. She was like, "Okay." She was just rolling with the flow. So that was fun, man. I definitely remember that. Dang, you remembering all the stories.
Yeah. So we could fast forward because after that, we didn't really we knew each other from Boston, but we didn't really hang out or anything, and we went to different high schools.
Yeah.
And then we drifted apart, and then Facebook came about. And the OG Facebook people, back when it was only college.
You had to get the invitation.
And so he friend requested me on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh, okay, hi." And I remember we were just Facebook friends, but we didn't really he was in Atlanta, I was in New Hampshire for school, and so
shout out to Morehouse.
And we didn't really. I mean, that's all we were, just Facebook friends.
Yeah.
And then, so fast forward from the early 2000s to 2011, I was living in Boston and Shawn was living here in Atlanta. And he Facebook messaged me and said, "Give me your phone number." And I was like, okay. I was like, oh.
Apply pressure, fellas, in a nice way, you know.
And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, he's in Atlanta. And so
Nothing's ever gonna happen.
So he texts me and he goes, you know, just let me know whenever you're in Atlanta. And I'm thinking like, okay, fine. I'm never gonna be in Atlanta ever. So fine. Yeah, I'll let you know. Sure. So in 2011, that must have been like early on in 2011, like January or something.
Yeah. It was the beginning of it.
Then in March, where I was an adjunct professor at the time back home, and
go girl, you done did some things in your life. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And I took, I was on spring break. The students were on spring break, so my sister and I came to Atlanta for spring break, and I remember texting him and going, "Oh, hey, you know, actually, I'm in Atlanta," and then he was like, "Oh, word, let's hang out." And I remember we couldn't.
How'd I say it, baby?
Word.
Oh, word.
I was making fun of him.
My wife.
So, do you wanna tell him how you thought I was ghosting you?
I don't think that's what I thought. Is that what I told you the first time? That I thought you was ghosting me?
Kinda, but we kept trying to meet, and then we
it just wasn't
couldn't.
working out.
Because actually, I didn't know that Massachusetts can fit inside of Georgia, and I didn't know how much driving there was in Atlanta at the time, or in Georgia, and that how you could say that you're in Atlanta, but you're really like 45 minutes away. So it was like, I don't have a car, and you know, I'm not really sure if we can meet up.
Yeah.
So we just kept trying to meet up, and then we just didn't. And I was here for like 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
And
I was working a really like strenuous job, so I had crazy hours. So I just kept trying to plug away here or there, and it just wasn't working out. And she was just with family on another side of town, always busy, too much going on. So I don't know if she might. That's why she's using the phrase "ghosting me." Maybe she was doing that.
I was
indirectly.
I was not trying to ghost him.
Yeah. Now I know. Now I'm hip. See,
I was not.
Her heart led her to use that word.
I was with my baby sister, and I was just thinking like, okay, well, yeah, we can meet up, but then you're with somebody, like you're my family, and they're trying to take me around. So I was just like, okay, well, if we meet up, we meet up. But anyway, we had planned to meet up, and my cousin was going to drive us to where, like a meetup place to meet him, me and my sister. And then our car got a flat tire on I-285.
285.
Now, I-285, for those of you who know, is just
bad.
Yeah.
Just say that. Bad. Traffic, construction, anything. Yeah. Anybody in ATL or who's been to ATL, who's been on 285 knows it's big circle, right? Yeah. That connects all the major interstates, and you don't want to get on 285 if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Especially at certain times.
And it was late at night, but of course it was still traffic because
construction.
And construction. So I call him and I'm like, hey, so I know we're supposed to meet up, but we got a flat tire. And he was like, what?
It's always something.
So I was like, so you could come pick us up on the side of the road at 285. And he was like, what exit are you at? And I don't think we weren't that far away from where you were, actually.
House. Yeah.
So he did. He came and picked us up.
Superman. Batman, whatever you like, Spider-Man, whatever. I had to be the hero. Whoa. Black Panther, I had to make it happen, What's her name?
Who?
Black Panther's boo. You don't freeze. Did you freeze? Oh, we're losing all of our black points right now. What is her name? What is...
Oh my God, what is her name?
Wow.
The sister is Shuri.
Yeah, we know Shuri.
Guys,
Shuri!
we're tired. We have a newborn.
Damn, what's her name? Anyway, so dang, watch it come to me right after we finish filming. But I'm gonna put it on the screen for y'all. But Yeah, we came. I pulled up. I was like, man, let me just get over here. Let me ride through. I was riding in my little Honda. Simone, shout out to Simone. She's still riding strong. And I pull up there. I'm like, they're on the side of the road. And I just remember seeing this like, and it's on 285. And I just remember seeing this white luxury car, right? And I'm like, I was really thinking like, yo, why are they still on the side of the road if they're driving a luxury car? Like they have been there for a while, and why do I need to come pick them up? I was thinking like, why hasn't the tire been changed, or why hasn't somebody come
It
and changed the
had
tire
been
really
changed,
quickly?
but then we just waited there for him then.
Talking trash to my fan who owned the car at the time. At this point, but anyways, so I mean, I remember they got out. I pull up. I'm sure Nicole was surprised that I even came in the first place. They get out. They come, and her sister Kanisa gets in the car with us, and we go where?
Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. Anybody in Atlanta knows it's either Waffle House or Steak and Shake. It's a 24-hour spot that you can go get some cheap, good food that'll, allow you to be in there, just hang out, kick it, talk, and, converse or conversate for some ignorant folks.
And I learned so much at Steak and Shake. For example, when they brought your receipt, they were like, okay, here's your ticket. And I was like, what the hell are we getting a ticket for? What did we do? And
what did we do?
And because up top you don't say that. I was like, what did we do? And then we had shakes, of course, and I didn't finish mine. And the waitress was like, "Do you want a to-go cup?" And I was like, "A to-go cup? What? What's a to-go cup? Wow, you could take your drinks to go here? Like that was not normal.
Nothing in Boston up top. New York, Boston,
I guess you
Philly,
could ask
Jersey.
for one, but it's not
to-go cup. It was like giving you the extra customer service.
Yeah, and then people were like, "My pleasure. Have a nice day." Even at Steak and Shake, please believe me. Even though you think people might not be nice at Steak and Shake, they're much nicer than people up north. Yeah,
that's true. Everywhere, better than everywhere. But yeah, we went in there, and I just remember, I was like, all right, it's just beautiful. I've always wanted her heart, and I never had the chance to get it. All the way back to the little Valentine's Day card with the little bunny on it, and then meeting her at the play, and just always crushing on her. It was like, man, I got her right here. This is my opportunity, but I gotta deal with her sister
because my sister was there.
I was like, oh man, I have no way to
we didn't get like any one-on-one time or anything like that. And at the time, like we weren't really. Well, I wasn't. Like, I was just kind of like, oh, I'm going to see my friend. And
in her mind, it was, I'm just going to see her friend.
We just
in my mind, it was like, how do I get her? This is the beginning of something.
But I was also still living in Boston. So
right, and I was still trying to shoot my shot, man. You miss.
So, do you want to...
What's the punchline from MJ? Y'all fellas, y'all know. Ladies, y'all might know too. No disrespect. It's like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take or something like that. So you shoot your shot, y'all. Remember that. What? What you about to say?
Do you want to talk about what happened when you dropped us off?
No, you tell me. I don't remember.
Yes, you do.
I don't. Go ahead.
So you dropped us off to my cousin's house.
I just remember us having a really good time at Steak and Shake. Things were flowing really good. I wasn't forceful about anything. We were just talking. Her sister probably even had a good time because I engaged her. And that's my sister-in-law now, so it's all love. But I just remember it going really, really good. But go ahead, back to you.
So when you leave somebody and you're like, I'm probably not going to see them for a long time, so you hug people. You hug them. And I just remember the hug was very like, wow, this is pretty intimate. And he kissed me on the cheek, and it was dangerously close to the jawline. And I was like, oh, wow. You take care too, sir.
Sir? Look, man, like I said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So in that moment, it's like, okay, how do I stay, classy, but be a little aggressive? So it was like, all right, give her a nice front. And at that time, I was about like 80, 90 pounds heavier than I am now. So I had a little more girth to me, so I was able to kind of give it a bear hug.
Yeah, it was definitely that.
And give it a kiss, like let her know I got you, if you ever come down here again, you mine, without saying that. All right, go ahead.
So then,
I'm letting you run it.
That night, he's like, basically, I'm failing you. And I was like, okay. And so similar to what he's saying, you're kind of like, okay, like let's see where this goes.
Okay.
So that was in March.
Was that March?
2011, yeah.
I thought it was.
That was spring break.
Okay, yep, makes sense.
And I moved in July 2011 to Georgia.
Somebody was. No, it's a lovely stuff. Somebody fell in love.
We did. We fell hard in love. So
Bro.
That was basically our
story of how we
yeah.
came together and how we met. And you know, I get it. Some people might say, dang, it was like they just started talking in March and then she done moved down in what, July you said?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You might start judging us, judge away. That's fine. And let us know below how you feel. Like, do you feel like, you know, that was too fast?
Do you believe in love at first sight? Do you believe in, you know, if
grow in love,
yeah.
whatever the expression is?
Have you ever
You feel like that was
felt that
too
way
quick?
with anybody?
It takes longer, things of that nature. You would never do anything like that. Would you do that if you thought it was really, you know, somebody who you truly would fall in love with? Would you take the risk? Our situation, I always tell friends that we talk to nowadays or people who are like new couples, I say, this was a very special scenario, right? You know, it doesn't always work out like that. You know, some people try to jump in and then it just falls apart, but our situation just worked.
Well, and at the time, like, I was 24 and John was 22. And so at the time, like, you know, you're thinking...
Cougar alert, again.
You're thinking in your life, like, you're kind of like, well, what else do I have to lose? Like, you just have to, like, step out on faith and hope and pray for the best.
There's also some young, dumb shit, too. Excuse me. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you're taking risks because we're young 20s, right? And you're like, well, if it doesn't work out, I can go home. Or if it doesn't work out, I can move on to something else. I was determined that it was going to work out anyway. You know, in her mind, she said right when I just said those other options. That's what she was probably thinking. Like, well, I can always go home. I can travel. Because, listen. Nicole, as I call her, Coco. Nicole is international Coco. Y'all gotta understand, man.
International.
She's been all over the place. She's done so much with her life, and so I'm sure. What did you say about if it didn't work out between me and you? What would you do?
Just moving to Europe. So
gone. Not even in America. So y'all fellas, y'all don't even have a chance. If I messed it up, y'all, she would have been gone. Some dude out in South London.
Okay. Specific.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dave.
Yeah, that's just how we, you know, just our story. And I know some of you have heard a little bit about our story in our wedding video. We will put the link below to our highlight reel. Shout out to Nandez Films. We'll also put his handle in the description. And that's where we'll come later. But that's the story of the beginning of
Shawn
Nicole.
Nicole. Oh, Shiz and Nicole. That's true. That's who I am.
Yeah.
This is Coco. I don't care. Y'all can't call her that unless she says so, but it's Coco for me. All right, y'all. Well, we hope y'all continue to tune in. Make sure you follow us on all the social media platforms. You know, of course, Adams Family 2019, 2019. Since that's when we were established as a new family with our newborn. Make sure you follow us there on Instagram. And make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you set up, I always say this, make sure you hit the bell. You know, that allows you to get those notifications whenever we upload a video like this, all right? Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Shiz.
And Nicole.
We love y'all, man. Adams Family out. Trey! Yeah, he's slumped right now, y'all. Y'all take care. We out.